Hello, and welcome to this new special lesson. Today, I'm gonna show you something that I think is very helpful. I like to call this the golden rule of tenses in English. This rule will help you create negative and interrogative sentences in any single tense. There are some tenses, such as the simple present and the simple past, which follow this rule, but they have a special twist. In order to apply this rule, you need to be aware of two things. Number one, the subject of the sentence. It means the person, animal, or thing that performs the action or who is being talked about. Pay attention that the subject is not reduced to only one word, because everything that defines or describes the subject is part of it. And number two is something that I like to call the key element. What? What is that, you may ask? Well, this key element is the magic word where this rule is applied. It could be a form of the verb to be in present or past form, an auxiliary verb such as this, or a modal verb like these ones. Normally, in affirmative sentences, this key element goes immediately after the subject, except in simple present and simple past tense because the key element is not explicit because of the modification of the verb. Look at this example. Now, you're ready to learn this rule. Let's start with the negative sentence. It's very simple. You only have to add the word not after the key element. Look. How would this sentence be in negative? Correct. You can contract the word not like this, except will not, which contracts into won't. That is all for negative sentence, and it works. Now, let's proceed with interrogative sentences. The only thing you have to do is to exchange the position between the subject and the key element, like this. Remember that the subject is not only one word. Look at this. You may ask, can I create questions using a negative? Well, yes, you can, but it's not the same meaning. When you ask in the normal way, you ask for information or a yes or no answer. But when you do it using a negative, it is more like a rhetorical or ironic question or a confirmation request. Imagine your son comes home after class and you ask him if there's homework to do and he says he doesn't know. You may say, didn't you go to class? Implying he's supposed to know if he has homework because he did go to class. Well, in some, only add not after the key element for negative sentences and exchange the position between the subject and the key element for interrogatives. What happens with the simple present and the simple past? Well, they follow the rule, but in affirmative sentences, their key element is not present. Why? Because you modify the verb, adding s or es in the simple present when you refer to the third person singular, or changing it into its simple past form in the simple past. The key element only appears in the negative sentence, where it should be, remember, immediately after the subject, being do or does for the simple present and did for the simple past. When the key element appears, the verb is back to their base form, like this. The rule is applied as normally, and the same happens for the interrogative sentences. You see, this rule simplifies the procedure of creating negative and interrogative structures. Of course, you need to know the uses of every tense, but this will help you know beforehand what the negative or interrogative sentence would look like. I hope this proves to be useful for you, but remember, there are always some exceptions. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye.